in both bringing the first Remaking Cities conference together 25 years ago, but then carrying that forward through the work of his foundation over the last 2 decades. And to do that, I'm going to call upon the president of the American Institute of Architects, Mickey Jacob, who's going to present a special presidential citation to Prince Charles. And a little bit of background on this. This is a rare piece of recognition. We do not bestow presidential citations very often. It's a very high honor, and we're honored to be able to recognize Prince Charles in this way. And I can think of no one better to do that than Mickey Jacob, who I've known for several years now, who has passionately advocated to our 80,000 members the idea of the citizen architect and architects as leaders in their communities. So with that, I will introduce Mickey Jacob, president of the AIA.
Well, thank you, Joel. Thank you, Joel, and good evening, everyone. How are we doing tonight? Well, I will tell you that first, it's an incredible honor for me to be able to stand before you representing the American Institute of Architects as its president here in Pittsburgh. And Joel, I know when you had asked me to come and speak before this group, and he said, would you like to do it? And I said, whoa, that would be great. And then he said, oh, by the way, you're following David Lewis and the Prince of Wales. And I thought to myself, oh, that's really great. So I had some prepared comments for you, and after listening, David, to you and to the Prince, I realized that nothing I could say could be nearly as eloquent or as inspirational as the words we've already heard. So I will share a couple of quick things with you because of that. I'm glad you brought up Rosa Parks, because Rosa remarkably has played an incredible role in my life and why I stand here before you. I was a young student at the University of Detroit School of Architecture, and Rosa was living in Detroit at the time. And I was asked to attend a reception because I was the president of the American Institute of Architecture students at the university. And I got to meet her. And this little lady who had such an incredible impact on the history of our country and literally the history of civil rights in the world, came up to me and shook my hand and introduced herself in this wonderful little voice. And I introduced myself, and I was very nervous, and she said to me, so, you're already a leader. What are you going to do to take that forward to make our communities better? And I think about that every day I get up. Is what is my responsibility as a leader to make our communities better? And that's why we're here. That's why all of you are here. You are all leaders. You all work every day to inspire people to do incredible things that improves the quality of life everywhere we live. And as my son says, how cool is that? And it is really cool. It's cool because we sit amongst friends, old friends and new friends here, and we gather to talk about the things that are important to all of us. We learn new things. I learned today that part of the success of a political campaign and being an incredible inspiration to your city as a mayor is to wear red pants. And so I'll be going out and trying to find a new pair as soon as I can. But also, I had the wonderful honor this afternoon at lunch of running into an old friend. My old friend Bill Hudnut, the former mayor of the city of Indianapolis, a former member of Congress in the United States, and someone who I met years ago who was my inspiration in terms of why leadership is so important and why I am so interested in what he calls cityship, the city. And throughout history, it's the city that defines our culture, and it fosters the evolution of social interaction. Cities become great cities not because architects design great spaces. It's not because planners plan wonderful environments. It's not because politicians create great laws. Cities are great because of the people that live there. And that's why tonight we want to honor His Royal Majesty, the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, and his foundation. Because his foundation, for the last 25 years, has done just that. It has empowered the people who live in the city to have a voice that makes a difference, that tells the politicians and the planners and the architects what we should be doing to make their lives better. What they've done as a foundation has created a worldwide evolution of thought process and how we look at how our cities evolve and what we should be doing as our responsibility and, quite honestly, as our burden as design professionals that we carry forward. It is our legacy to be doing this. It is our great responsibility to take this forward. It is something that we should be leaving here inspired and to be the voices that are loud and nonstop in our communities of what we should be doing to make them better, because everybody around the globe, regardless of where you live, who you are, what your economic status is, everybody deserves good design in their lives. That's our responsibility, and I am thrilled and proud to be standing here before you to present tonight a citation to Prince Charles, and I'd like to invite Hank Dittmar to come to the stage with me and receive. This is a presidential citation from the American Institute of Architects, and I am very, very proud to present this evening. Hank? On behalf of the 82,000 members of the American Institute of Architects, I would like to present this presidential citation awarded to you representing His Royal Highness Prince Charles on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Remaking Cities Conference. Under his inspired leadership, the Prince's Foundation for Building Community has fostered a spirit of optimism and hope the cities can fulfill their ancient promise as places for innovation, mobility, and for the sake of living well. By approaching those who work and live in cities as equal partners in shaping their environment, the Foundation empowers communities to take an active role in achieving their collective aspirations for healthful, sustainable, and beautiful places through the healing power of design. Signed by me, Mickey Jacob, President, 16 October 2013. Hank, congratulations.
Thanks so much. That's fantastic.
And Hank, additionally, I would like to present to you the presidential coin of the American Institute of Architects that were newly minted this year.
Fantastic.
For one for you and for Prince Charles, if you would deliver that to him.
Lovely. As
a memento of our gathering here and his work and inspiration for all of us. Hank, congratulations, and thank you all.
Thank you. Well, His Royal Highness has already, I think, graciously accepted it, but I do want to thank Mickey and the American Institute of Architects on behalf of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. 25 years of working together since the last Congress is a long time, and His Royal Highness has been engaged in this excellent work for all of that time, alongside David Lewis. It's personally great for me to have the opportunity to stand up here next to one of my heroes and to accept an award on behalf of one of my heroes. I've been a member of the Remaking Cities board now for several years, and it's been fantastic to see this idea not only germinate but grow and flower in this Congress. And I'm very excited to see all of you be put to work to actually generate some ideas. Prince Charles thought it was important that I be accompanied by the top people from the foundation. And I just want to acknowledge Dominic Richards, our executive director in the front row, and Michael Romero, who's heading up our new office in Washington and managing our projects in the Galapagos and Haiti, and hopefully our projects in the United States as well. We're interested in taking part in community building activities here as well. His Royal Highness always says that seeing is believing, and by that he means the most effective change is the one that's actually built. David has talked about the marvelous pattern book houses. He's talked about the ability to use them to create the traditions for the 21st century. And I think laid down a gauntlet for us to do more than talking, but really to begin thinking about, as architects and designers, thinking about bringing back community architecture for the 21st century. And as I teach and I meet young people, I see a huge commitment in this millennial generation in actually working for community, a huge commitment in blurring the boundary between the architect and the community organizer and the developer. And it gives me great hope that the work that we're doing can be taken forward by that generation of which His Royal Highness spoke at the end of his speech. Thank you very much, and good luck in the next day.